Hey everybody, we're gonna do the summer class. And what you just saw me do was not accidentally solve it for you. I made a copy. Good. Okay, so we're gonna write a summer class. A summer object has one attribute, an array list that holds strings, and there's a single constructor which accepts no arguments. And a summer object has the following methods: add event with an array, and remove an event, and a toString. And there's test code that's going to print no events planned, events camping, events blah, 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 should say true, should say false, and a shorter list. So we're going to write the class here. First thing first, there needs to be an array list that holds strings. So remember, variables in a class at the top are private. Private array list string, I'm going to call it events. And you don't say equals here, you just write that. And now, also said the constructor takes no arguments. So the constructor is just going to complete the creation of this array list. So public, remember constructors always have just the name of the class with no return type. There's no arguments for this because I told you there were none. And we just say events equals new array list. So that's all the constructor is doing. It creates the rest of the array list. And we're going to go ahead and you can copy this. We're going to have a method called add event that takes a string and it adds that string to the array list. So remember, you got to say public though, public, and then you can paste that thing we copied. And we're just going to say events.add t. Boom. Done. So then we're going to get the one that has an array, a 2D array of strings. And this one, public, remember this is called, can you remember? It's just the two methods with the same name, but with different parameters. What is that called? Called method overloading. And here, we're going to add all the elements of this array to events. So I'm going to do an enhanced for loop for string e in t, and events.add e. That just adds all the events. Seems good. Then we have a remove element. And it's a Boolean method. It's going to return false if t was not found, and if it's going to return true if t was found and deleted. And I'm telling you here, you don't have to worry about deleting all copies of t. You just have to delete the first one you find. It's fine. So public Boolean remove element, string t, and what we're going to do is just go through the whole array. I'm going to start at the end. Events.size -1 I greater than -1, or you could say greater than or equal to 0. It's the same functional thing. I minus minus. We're starting at the end. We're working backwards. Given the spec that I gave you, it doesn't actually matter if you go backwards, but I just want to promote good habits here. When we're deleting, we want to go backwards. And if events.getI equals t, the one that we're being asked to delete, then we're going to do two things. We're going to events.remove I, and we're going to return true because we found one and we deleted it. And then meanwhile, we're going to go to the end of the for loop. After the for loop, we're going to return false because if we got to this spot, it means we went through the whole thing and never found the thing we were trying to delete. Okay, and then lastly, we have a toString that returns no events planned yet if the array list is empty, and otherwise returns events and then has all the events on one line. So here, public string toString, if events.size equal 0. Turn. Literally just took care of that one. And then otherwise, string temp equals events with a space. Then I'm going to do an enhanced for loop, go through all the events that are scheduled for the summer and put them after that line. So for string t in events, or maybe to be consistent, string e in events. We're going to say temp plus equals e, no quotes, e plus a space. So I'm going to throw all the events from the array list after the word events, and it's going to return the whole thing. And, I probably left out something like a semicolon, but let's try running the test code. It might all work perfectly. You never know, but my test code uses all these different methods. And while we're waiting, we can look. You can see I create okay, let's see. I forgot to return temp. Yep, return temp. The toString has to return. Anyway, I create an summer object called upcoming, and I print it, and it says no events planned at this time. And then I add camping, and I print it, and so then it says events camping. And then I make an array that has a bunch of things, and I add all those things. Then I print it again, and then I remove hanging out, just because. And then I remove playing guitar, and it should say true. And then I try to remove playing guitar again, and it says false because there weren't any present. So did I forget to say public on remove event? Public Boolean remove element. Oh, funny. It's just my own failure to be consistent. I think I called it remove event in my test code, but up here I called it remove element. So that won't be a problem for you. Except that you're going to have to fix your code as well. I guess, yeah, anyway, I've done it. So sorry, you're going to have to just fix it. So it's remove event, not remove element, and because I'm not going to change it everywhere. Anyway, here's the proper output. This is what should happen. So here's toString and remove event. You can pause and review. And then here's everything up at the top. All right. Hope that helped.